All right. We are back here at Song of the Day, coming to you from the Rock Cave. I'm your host, Mark Pierce. It is Thursday. Thirsty Thursday. For those of you who are thirsty, it is Thursday. What do we got going on today, people? We're not the Rock Cave today. We are the Rock Lobster Cave today. We're talking about my favorite albums all week. Just so many, by the way, but my criteria has been loosely thinking about albums where the whole album was something that I listened to, the whole thing, and also influential albums as well. And so we cannot do this without talking about this record right here, the debut album from the B-52s. Those of you who've been watching me are well aware that I'm a huge fan of the B-52s, and it all started with this. Again, I've covered it already here in the Rock Cave in Season 1. Remember, Season 1, we didn't know if we were going to be renewed or not, so I threw everything at you in Season 1. I threw a ton of stuff at you, but I love this record and revisiting this record. So good. You guys know all the details if you're fans at all, from Athens, Georgia, college dropouts, just putting together some really, really funky music. Released in July 6, 1979. They recorded this in the Bahamas. It only peaked at number 59 and had 3 singles on it. But number 59, I guess that's respectable, right? And I've been trying to think for so long about how I possibly heard this record for the first time, because I had to go back and think. And the first time I did hear it was around the time it came out. Typically, a lot of the stuff I heard was through my brother at that age, and maybe a little bit later. So there's 3 albums that I remember loving early on when it came to rock music, and that was Queen's Night at the Opera, and Pink Floyd's The Wall, and this one. So anyway, this is only one of those 3 to make this list this week, though. Or is it? Anyway, so I think I narrowed it down to someone must have got a copy of this and played it at a school dance, because this was not being played on the radio, unless it was college radio. And yes, I grew up in a college town, but I wasn't listening to the local college radio in 1979. So in the school dance there in middle school in 7th grade, was just in the teacher's English room during the day, at the end of the day on a Friday, so broad daylight, and just a record player in the corner, move all those desks out of the way, and that was your dance in 7th or 8th grade, 7th and 8th grade, I think, growing up in New Hampshire. So that's, I remember vividly playing this song. All the kids wanted this song played, which was, of course, this guy right here, Rock Lobster. And then I got that cassette, and I just devoured this music. And I mentioned it before about I had quite a journey as a teenager, but I definitely was a little bit on the weird side. Same time I was loving Rocky Horror Picture Show, because I was growing up in a college town, and we managed to sneak into a midnight showing of that at Dartmouth College, and that was just amazing, right? So this all kind of fits. But this record, the B-52s, it is just weird from the very beginning. The first notes, it's just something that you've never heard before in your whole life, and you're saying to yourself, what am I listening to? At the same time, I wasn't afraid of it, and I wasn't like, this is too weird. I was like, this is awesomely weird. This is right up my alley. It spoke to me. It really did. I went crazy for this music. I mean, the opening song, Planet Claire, is 2.5 minutes of instrumental, and her voice just making noises. And they've got the Peter Gunn theme in there. They even credited Mancini in this song for that. It's like this science fiction song with groove, danceable weirdness about it. I mean, Planet Claire had pink air. All the trees were red. No one ever dies there. No one has a head. I mean, you couldn't go around singing this song and be popular, right? So, and I wasn't then. So, man, I just love this music. And these guys, they just were just so funky looking, and the beehive haircuts and the clothes. There was no MTV then, so you're just looking at pictures from the cassette, from the record, whatever it is. But this whole record, again, it just spoke to me, and I've been obsessed with it to this day. You got 52 Girls, which is kind of like the name game, right? But the 52 girls, they don't really name 52 girls. I don't know how many times they mention girls, but the girls' names are just off the wall, like Effie Mabel, all these crazy names in there. It's like dance, surf, beach, science fiction music. That's exactly what it is. I mean, does that speak to you? I just need to know that. Dance this mess around. I mean, come on. She says, I'm not no Limburger. I'm just a limber girl. Trying to get a guy's attention, right? I mean, it's a classic story right there. I mean, I was memorizing all the words to these songs. I was playing them over and over again. And then, of course, Rock Lobster. Where do you even start with Rock Lobster? Like, you had to memorize the words to that song, like ASAP to be cool. And when I say cool, you know what I mean. Not cool. But Rock Lobster, which is so catchy, so iconic. And they played this on Saturday Night Live. Their performance on Saturday Night Live just really was awesome for them. It just really picked up pretty fast from there. But those early performances are great. But what can you say about Rock Lobster? I mean, it's just bacon in the sun, bacon like a potato, you know? It's just keeps on going. It's just so good. And then you flip the record over and you got Lava. I don't know, it's just so weird, so good. There's a moon in the sky. It's called the Moon. Hero Worship. 6060842. I'm coming for you. And then the Petulia Clark cover of Downtown, which they put their own spin on it. Their live performances, that's where they were known for, like, just how they got hugely popular. There's videos galore, which we'll post below them very early at clubs. They were playing CBGB, Max, Kansas City, and they were just huge. They put out this record a few years ago on Record Store Day from very early in their career, 1979. This is from a performance, does it say on here? Yeah, right on the front, 8/24/79, live stuff, and just so good. And I was a fan ever since. And this record just was new wave before there was new wave. It was weird, and I was weird, and it's just I just embraced it, and it just made me feel like I was doing something other people weren't doing, or maybe the college kids were doing and listening to. And playing this record always makes me happy, and to this day I play the whole thing and when I'm in my zone, and it's just so good. So if you don't know this record, a lot of you may be like, this is not my jam, it's not my stuff, Mark, I get to skip today. But you're going to listen to it today and you're going to be like, yeah, Mark, that is some weird stuff. But I'm telling you, it just speaks to me in a different way. So I love this record, and that's what you're listening to today. The B-52s run almost 9 minutes. How do you do recap videos in so long, Mark? But yeah, you're checking out the twos today. Whatever you're doing, I hope it involves music. Tomorrow, Octane Friday, and as we roll into this weekend, have a good one, and as usual, I'll catch you on the flip side.